I think James Gunn just gave us some interesting insight into the future of the DCU and what stories he's intending on telling. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what writer James Gunn likes working with and wants to adapt several of his stories, one of which is already in the pipe. Now before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, DC Studios co-chair James Gunn continues to be very active on social media, interacting with fans and answering tons of questions. And recently, there was a very interesting exchange in which James Gunn revealed a little bit about writer Tom King and the possibility of covering some of his other stories at DC Comics. Now, as many of you might already know, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is actually based on a limited series that King did for DC Comics several years ago. So right out of the gate, Gunn showed some affinity for his work. Additionally, King is also part of the writer's room that is helping to shape James Gunn's DCU. And that came via the official announcement back in April. This is a pretty interesting group that includes names like Drew Goddard, who did The Martian, Jeremy Slater, who did Moon Knight, Christina Hobson, who did The Flash, and Crystal Henry, who was part of Watchmen. Now recently, Gunn had a very interesting exchange on Threads, and not only did he reveal that King is an integral part of the DCU and his involvement in Woman of Tomorrow, but that he's actually worked with King on his Superman A Legacy script. On Threads, a fan asked him about the rumors that Tom King is working with him on developing the Supergirl film, and if there's any possibilities of some of his other work being considered as part of the DCU. James Gunn actually answered, "Tom is an integral part of the DCU, not just WOT, Woman of Tomorrow. He's one of the first people I showed the Superman script asking for notes. He's included in various ways in numerous projects, including Woman of Tomorrow." Now, back when he brought Tom King into this writing group, I knew King was going to have a big influence on the direction that he's headed. King's footprint at DC Comics is pretty massive, and he's worked on a ton of projects outside of Supergirl. But probably some of the biggest works that he's best known for is Batman Volume 3, Gotham Year 1, his work on Miracle Man and the Omega Men, Heroes in Crisis, Grayson, and Strange Adventures. Now, not long ago, Gunn even called his most recent comic, Human Target, his favorite book of 2023. So honestly, it sounds like Gunn has found his guy. This could spell a completely new path for Tom King moving forward, making the leap from comic book writer to television or film scribe. Matt Fraction recently did this, making the transition with Apple TV's Monarch Legend of Monsters, so there's absolutely no reason to think King can't be part of that. Now, what projects King could be part of moving forward? That's a big question. I definitely could see him having some influence on Lanterns or Booster Gold, obviously Woman of Tomorrow, but I would look for a lot of creative input on the upcoming Batman film, Brave and the Bold, since he's got such a huge Batman past. The fact that he worked on Grayson and Robin Wars has me pretty excited because those books are a lot of fun and a new direction for Batman, and I'm a long-term Dick Grayson / Nightwing fan. Growing up with the character and seeing him mature as I grew up is one of my favorite things in comics. So for me, this is all good news. Now I know everybody is not a fan of Tom King, so if you don't like King's work or you're not too excited about this, let me know in the comments below.